This morning I found this quote that I cut out of a magazine about 10 years ago. Actually, 11 years ago. Yes, it was 2011. And the line is this: if you're going to make a statement, don't mumble. And here's my statement: mediumship is so real, and it's beautiful and filled with love and joy and connection and healing. It is just absolutely amazing. And for those of you that have been following this very personal yet also spiritual journey, it is something that has just been so unexpected in my life. And I really feel I've been being led. It's like a little trail of breadcrumbs, and I'm always kind of picking up the next piece and seeing where it takes me. It's been a journey that I can only have developed because I have decided, I made a choice to be open and trust. And the reason I have chosen that is because from the very beginning, what I was experiencing was full of love, and not scary, not dark. From the very beginning, it has felt as though there was a truth and a love at the deepest part of me that it would be impossible to ignore. And that has led me on this path. This morning, I did a reading for a woman that I don't know who lives in Georgia. And it reminded me of why I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is real. It is because not only do our loved ones in these mediumship connections often share things that they're hearing us say before we even sit down with a medium in a connection, and then they address it in the session. I could never know that. But also, more astoundingly, because I'm able to feel their energy. I'm able to feel their personality. I'm able to actually physically feel physical ailments or illnesses that they dealt with. So this morning, right away as I sat in this mediumship connection, I felt physically pregnant. I actually felt my stomach expand, and I felt as though, just like I did when I were pregnant. And it just came with a knowing that this woman sitting in front of me had lost a child. And that was true. She had lost a child. I physically felt his headaches. It was one of the first things that he shared. He helped me actually I felt this pressure and concentration in my head. And then I actually grew a headache just for a few moments. And she expressed, yes, that the weeks leading up to his very sudden passing, that he was complaining all of a sudden of lots of headaches. Last week in a session, the very first thing I felt immediately, so there was no looking for, the person's eyes to be nodding yes or kind of going along with what I'm saying. The very first thing I felt were my actual legs needing to do this move. I was completely restless. And I said, I'm feeling a male loved one here. And he's literally making my legs very restless. Like I have to move them constantly. I'm feeling this is your husband. And I think he's helping me feel that he had restless leg syndrome. It was the first thing out of my mouth. And she said, yes, he did have restless leg syndrome toward the end of his life. It was very debilitating and disturbing for him. And a few days ago, I did a reading for a woman. And really, I like to call them connections because we're not reading something. It's not psychic. It's connecting with the energy of this person. And I have to say that I fully believe it doesn't have to detract at all from any sense of religious affiliation or belief, because in my experiences thus far, I have connected with the most devout Catholic and Christian to those of other religions, such as Hinduism. And in my connection a few days ago, I felt this husband who showed me he was coughing, and then I felt tightness in my chest, and I just knew. I actually felt the difficulty of breathing in my chest, and I said, your husband had emphysema. And yes, he did. It is a part of what caused his passing. So if mediumship connections are real, we're able to connect with our loved ones, then why? Why would we do that? It's not just about being able to prove that this person is here. It is so much more beautiful and love-filled than that. It's to provide healing. It's to provide a sense of understanding about things. It's to provide comfort. This morning, with the mother who lost her son, one of the things he shared with me was that he helped me see he loved cereal, that he would eat multiple bowls in the morning, and he really liked a lot of extra milk. Well, this very morning, before this woman got on the Zoom to have this connection with me, she decided to have a bowl of her son's favorite cereal, which she rarely eats. And she kind of said to him, as she was eating this cereal and talking to him, I hope that you could share today that you're okay, and I hope that I would like to know if it's really as peaceful as we hear it is, and I would like to know if you what you experienced when you passed so suddenly, because it was a very sudden, tragic passing. Before she even told me the conversation that she had with her son while she was eating his favorite breakfast cereal that morning, one of the things her son in spirit shared with me, he helped me feel these headaches. He helped me feel that his passing was very sudden and unexpected and not related to a health issue or illness, meaning a known long-term health issue or illness. And then he shared with me what he felt when he passed. I actually felt it. I felt, whoa, what's happening here? What just happened to me? I'm stunned, and there was this difficulty for a few moments in understanding what had just happened. And it turned out that he had passed away of a just complete cardiac arrest while shopping in Old Navy. And from there, all of a sudden, all of this confusion that I had disappeared, and the love and expansion that filled up my inner sense of being. And I really felt this. I felt it. I had tingles from my head to my toe. My whole chest was feeling expanded, and I had to look up, and all I could do was say to his mother, I just have to do this. I feel that I'm just expanding into this sea of divine and love. And also I feel that his grandfather was here for him, to help welcome him, to help him adjust, to help him understand what had just happened. And indeed, his grandfather had passed away, so that would be possible that his grandfather could be there. And I share this because while she was eating that bowl of cereal that she never eats, she had talked to her son before our connection and asked him, I would love to understand how it was for you when. And she didn't share any of that with me. I, in my connection, felt all these feelings from him, physically felt them in my body. I physically felt this suddenness of passing and being stunned, like, what just happened to me? And then I physically felt being welcomed into something that was just so expansive and love-filled. I felt being greeted by someone, and then my knowing told me that it was his grandfather. I hope that that woman left our connection feeling a little more at peace and at ease, knowing that her son hears her. He hears her. Our loved ones hear us. They know what we need to heal. They know what we need for peace. They know what you need to hear, I'm sorry for. which I have also experienced in my connections, being able to tell someone your loved one says they are sorry specifically for doing XYZ or being this way to you, which caused you to feel XYZ. And all of this is coming from love. Instead of making up excuses for why something is impossible, it's far better to come up with reasons why it's possible. One reason why is more powerful than all the reasons why not. That's a quote by Jackson Kiddard that I think is really relevant for this today. And when we open ourselves up to possibility, we open ourselves up to wonder and love. And that's a whole lot better than the anger, anxiety, frustration, annoyance, sense of dispiritedness that I think we often feel in our world today. Personally, this is just one way how this has really changed my life on a personal level. It's really just all about the love. If you watched all 11 minutes of this, thank you for watching. And I hope you found it a little bit inspiring and wonderful.